Hey Dad, it's Rosie. Sorry to bug you while you're at work. I know you're probably busy.
Huh? Rosie, how are you? Wait, are you on your mom's phone? What's up?
My phone's battery died. That's why I'm using Mom's. The results for my college entrance exams just got announced and I wanted to share the news.
You've already seen them? This is where you find out whether you got into your first choice of college, right?
Yup, that's right. So, without further ado, can I tell you?
Go on, the suspense is killing me. How'd you do?
I passed.
Woohoo! Nice! You got into your first choice of college. Congratulations, sweetie. That is my girl.
Thanks, Dad. I'm so pleased. It feels even better because there were so many people at school who said I couldn't do it. I couldn't be happier right now.
I never doubted you for a second because I know that when my daughter sets her sights on something, she gets it.
Wow. Really?
Really. I remember how you used to say you were going to look for work straight out of high school, and it's no secret how much you used to hate studying. Which is why I knew you must have been doing some serious soul-searching when you told me you were shooting for a place at Peeps University. The look on your face alone told me how serious you were. It was plain for anyone to see how hard you were studying. Let's face it, sweetie, with commitment like that, it was only a matter of time before you achieve your dream. I'm so proud of you.
I guess I changed when I decided what I wanted to do with my future. I lost count of the amount of caffeine-fueled study binges and sleepless nights I had this last year. I practically lived in the library. I was in there every day after school and on all my days off. I even locked all my games away and gave the key to my friend.
You worked harder than anyone. It's amazing to think you went from literally never studying because you hated it so much to being in the library so much you should have probably been paying rent. There's only one thing for it. We're going out to celebrate today. How about we go out for a meal at one of your favorite places? My tree?
It's fine. You don't have to do that.
Huh? How come? Surely you want to celebrate. You worked hard and you deserve it. Oh, don't think it's any trouble. I'd love to treat you. How about hamburgers, huh? Or maybe we could grab a pizza?
But Peeps University is a private college, Dad. My tuition fees aren't gonna come cheap. I think you should save your money.
What are you talking about? It almost sounds like you're disappointed you got in. You went with them because they offer the best diploma in the country for what you want to do, right? If that's what it takes for you to succeed, I'll pay your college fees 10 times over. Don't sweat it, sweetie. The money's not an issue. Besides, it's a celebration. What's money even for if you can't take your daughter out to dinner on one of the biggest days of her life?
This college is expensive, Dad. It's obviously gonna bother me when you're already spending so much.
I told you, Rosie, you don't have to worry about that one bit. All I ask is that you go to all of your classes. No playing hooky, okay? Will you promise me to make your time there count? There's no doubt about it. Getting into a college like that is a huge achievement. But it's still just the beginning. The real hard work is still ahead of you.
Yeah, I promise. I'll study twice as hard as everyone else. I'll get the highest grades in the whole college. You just wait.
That's the spirit. That's what I needed to hear. You really did work hard to get here. Well done, Rosie. Okay then, it's settled. We're going out to celebrate tonight. Tell your mom when we've decided which restaurant you want to go to, okay?
Got it. Thanks, Dad. Hey, Billy. How's work going? Sorry she kept you talking so long. I know you're busy with work. I hope she wasn't interrupting you.
It's cool, I wasn't doing anything. Took a late lunch break today. I was waiting to hear about her results. I couldn't focus on my work knowing today was the day.
I guess it's okay then. I did tell her to tell you about her results over the phone, but I think she did it over message because she was embarrassed. Can you believe her? Imagine announcing such good news over text.
Huh? Text is fine, really. If we did it over the phone, hearing the happiness in her voice would probably make me burst into tears. But I'm sat in the work cafeteria, so it would have been a disaster. My street cred would never recover.
Are you really that pleased?
Of course I am. How could I not be? Rosie's never worked this hard for anything in her life, and not only that, but she just got into one of the most prestigious colleges in the country. She went from hating studying to practically living in the library and taking some supplementary classes than anyone else in the school. She works so hard it almost brings a tear to my eye.
That just means she really wanted to get into that college. That's all well and good, but the problem is the money. Private college costs an arm and a leg.
What's the problem? This is our daughter's future we're talking about. It's not like we can't afford it. It's fine, really.
It is not fine.
Rosie's an only child. And it's not like we struggle financially. She didn't get into Peeps University by chance or apply half-assedly, because that's where her friends are going. She worked her ass off to get in because she has a clear objective and a vision for the future. It's rare for someone to have that at her age, and it should be cultivated and encouraged. She's done her part, now it's time for us to do ours as her parents. I said it to her, and I'll say it to you, I'd pay her tuition fees 10 times over if it means her realizing her dream.
Ugh, I knew you'd be like this. You're so quick to spoil that girl. Have you heard, by the way? She's saying she wants to live on her own now.
Wait, what? But her attending from home was one of the conditions of her going to Peeps University. It's not that far from here, is it? I thought she was going to take the bus.
Yes, that was the plan. But now she's defying us and saying she wants to move out and live on her own.
I see. This isn't what she promised us.
She knows she could easily make it from home, but now she says she's having second thoughts. She said she wants to live in the college dorm.
They have dorms? Actually, it's probably cheaper than a regular apartment, right? Maybe it's not such a big deal after all. But is she going to be alright living with a bunch of other students? She's never done anything like that before.
Her argument is that the dorms are on campus, so she'll be able to stay at the college library as late as she wants. And that it'll be easier to make friends that way. That's why she wants to move out and live on campus.
Yeah, it'd be good for her to hang out with her friends. I never did it myself, but I always thought living in the college dorms looked like a whole lot of fun. Student life is stressful, and maybe being in that environment would be more conducive to maintaining a study routine. Now I think about it, I guess living here with us could make her feel kinda isolated.
But do you really think it's acceptable for her to break the promise she made to us when she applied? Because I don't. Doing a 180 on us like this after getting her results is unfair.
You do have a point. She's not a kid anymore. She should know that her word is more important and take responsibility for what she says.
Do you think it's because she's an only child? The reason she ended up so selfish? Remember the time she pestered us for piano lessons and then did everything she could to get out of practicing? What a waste of money that was. I'm just worried she'll do the same thing again.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing to invest money in your children, but we have to use our heads because it stops being an investment if she doesn't take it seriously and lets the money go to waste. If we do this, it'll be the most we've ever spent on her. First we have the tuition fees, then her rent, then her living costs. Sure, we might not be struggling financially right now, but we could be one day if we're not careful. We can't afford to waste any more money.
I get where you're coming from, but she was a different person back then. Surely you can see that. I think we should have faith in her and see what happens. You gotta admit, she worked her ass off this past year. I think you should consider the college dorm thing. Henrietta, you there? Did Rosie reply yet?
Nope, nothing.
Seriously? Gah. 'When did you last message her?
Last night. It has the tick, so she definitely read it. She's ignoring me on purpose.
She hasn't messaged me at all lately either. I made it clear she was to stay in regular contact with us both when she moved into a dormitory. What the heck is she playing at? Did she get a boyfriend or something?
Apparently, she spends most of her time at that new job of hers. I have no idea what she thinks she's doing.
New job?
She got a job at a cafe near the college. She said one of the sophomores in her dorm introduced her through a friend of a friend.
How can she be making all of her classes and keeping up with her assignments if she's working all the time? I don't like this. I don't like it one bit. She promised me she'd give college her all.
Looks like she was just saying all that so we'd pay to send her there. This is Rosie we're talking about. You know what she's like.
But why would she do this? She was so committed to her studies before she got in. I've never seen her so dedicated to anything in her life. She sacrificed her entire social life to get into this college, and now she's acting like this. I don't get it.
Stop burying your head in the sand, Billy. She's always had this side of her. Surely you know what I mean. You know how easily she gets bored of things. She's so quick to go hot and cold. It wouldn't be the first time.
I wonder if she got involved in some kind of trouble at college. You think maybe she got involved with the wrong crowd? Have you heard anything from the college? She could have started drinking or seen a boy or... I don't know. I know I shouldn't let my imagination run wild like this, but it's hard when she barely ever messages me.
Oh, I can assure you, she messages me. It's never the sort of thing I want to hear, though. Over the last month alone, I've been the lucky recipient of such charming one-liners as, "Get lost, you're boring," and "Leave me alone." I've never known her to be this rebellious.
Wow, does she seriously think that's an acceptable way to speak to her mother?
I don't know what to do with her, Billy. She said she doesn't want to speak to you.
What? Why not? Did I do something to upset her?
I have no idea. But it's common knowledge that most girls rebel against their dads around her age. She's a little later than most, but maybe this is the start of her rebellious phase.
Does it really happen this suddenly? It's like she's a different person. I had no idea going to college would change her like this. I wouldn't have agreed to her going off to live in the dorms if I knew this was going to happen.
Is it time to employ starvation tactics?
What the hell is starvation tactics?
I think we should stop sending her money for her living expenses. She'll never reflect on her behavior if she doesn't learn the hard way that her actions have consequences.
Isn't that going a little far? I don't want to starve my own daughter.
She has a job, Billy. If she's so intent on spending so much of her time working instead of focusing on her studies, it's about time she learned that nothing in this life comes free. She'll be able to get by on her wages. I know it's not an easy decision, but if we carry on spoiling her like this, we'll only end up hurting her in the long run.
I guess.
I bet she's out spending her wages from that damn job drinking with her friends as we speak. I bet she'll finally start being grateful towards us if the gravy train comes to an abrupt halt.
You're right. She'll probably be bombarding us with apologies before the week's up. Then we can give her a stern lecture, remind her what she promised us when we agreed to send her to college, and go back to normal.
Hello? Why did you stop sending my allowance? I'm struggling so much right now you wouldn't believe. Dad, please help me. I can't afford to live. I'm gonna have to drop out of college at this rate. I worked so hard to get here. I'm not even gonna make it to my second year if things carry on this way. Why are you punishing me like this? Did I do something to upset you? I can't even tag along with my friends when they go out for food together. I'm buying the cheapest stuff I can from the supermarket, and I can barely even afford to feed myself.
What are you talking about? You're the one who left home because you wanted to go live in the college dorm. I don't send money to daughters who don't keep their promises.
I left home because I wanted to What? That's not true. You're the one who kicked me out.
What are you even saying? You decided you wanted to move out to live on campus and broke your promise to us while staying at home as soon as your entrance exam results came in. Then when you left, you stopped messaging us. You're the one who's in the wrong here, Rosie.
I never said I wanted to live on campus. You kicked me out and I had no choice. And what are you talking about? I stopped messaging you guys. That's not true at all. I message Mom all the time. But you told her to stop speaking to me, didn't you?
Huh? Wait a second, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Why would I kick you out? The initial plan was for you to go to college from home, remember? I never told Mom to stop speaking to you at all. What the hell?
That's what she told me. I thought you hated me.
Hate you? You're my daughter, Rosie. I could never hate you. I was worried sick because you stopped messaging me. I did stop sending you monthly allowance recently, but that was only to teach you a lesson for breaking your promises to us. I thought you stopped taking your studies seriously. I was ready to start sending the money again the moment you apologized.
Recently, but you haven't been sending me any money for months now. I had no choice but to get by on what little I make from my part-time cafe job.
What?
It didn't take me very far, though. Before long, I had to up my hours there to cover my living costs, which means I haven't been able to keep up with my studies for months. And I'm so stressed I can't take it anymore. That's why I'm messaging you now. I figured that even if you did hate me, hashing it out with you was better than enduring the living hell I call life any longer.
None of this makes any sense. This is completely different to what your mom told me. Firstly, let me make one thing crystal clear. I never kicked you out of the house. Secondly, I only stopped sending your allowance at the start of this month. So, I don't know what you mean when you say you haven't been getting it for months. Your mom was in charge of sending it before. And she said you'd been getting it as normal before we decided to stop it.
Wait a second. What's going on here? Does this mean Mom is lying? But why would she? Mom, please, will you ask Dad if he'll change his mind one more time? I'm begging you. I have no money left. I just ran out of cup noodles and I can't afford any more food for the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry, Rosie, but I can't do that. Your father told me not to help you no matter how difficult things get. Why? This doesn't make any sense. Why would he be so hard on me? He was never this strict before. It pains me to tell you this, but if you must know the truth, your dad was opposed to you going to that expensive private college from the get-go. Surely you remember how many different classes we sent you to? And how many private tutors we hired for you when you were younger? We spent all that money on you, only for you to get bored and quit every time. Your dad says he's sick and tired of your behavior, and he isn't going to put up with it anymore. He says we're not wasting another cent on you. But he told me he was happy to send me to a private college, even if it was expensive, because I have a clear vision of what I want to do with my life. My being here at college is not a waste of money. I was studying so hard until I had to start working full-time because my allowance stopped. He told me he didn't mind the tuition fees because he could tell how serious I was. He lied. He said he's not going to let you waste any more of his hard-earned money or reduce this family's wealth any more than you already have. That's not all. He said he's cutting you out of our inheritance, too. Inheritance? That's right. Me and your dad still have our retirement to think about. But he said it'll end up being a miserable one if we let you carry on wasting our money.
What the hell are you talking about? I never said any of that.
Huh? This is Rosie I'm talking to, isn't it? What's gotten into you, young lady?
It's me. Well, when did I say I was cutting Rosie out of our inheritance? Go on, I'm waiting. The only one who's obsessed with clinging on to as much of our money as possible is you. Is this how desperate you are not to let our daughter have her inheritance?
Billy?
Was this all one big scheme to stop her getting her inheritance? Go on, answer me! You were trying to drive a wedge between me and my daughter, weren't you?
Why are you using her phone? Or rather, how? Are you with her right now?
I just met her for a chat. She messaged me earlier. For some reason, she seemed to be under the impression that I kicked her out of the house. I was so surprised my jaw almost hit the floor. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you, Henrietta?
What did she say to you?
You told her I hated her and didn't want to speak to her, didn't you? This is nothing like the story you told me. What the hell do you think you're playing at?
Nothing. There must be some kind of misunderstanding.
You can say that again. And whose fault is that we were misunderstood? Huh, Henrietta? Huh? Rosie was so poor, she was forced to live off a single packet of cup noodles per day. And barely had time to make her classes because she was working so much. I just met her again for the first time in months, and I hardly recognize her. She must have dropped over 20 pounds. How could you do this to our daughter? How would you even sleep at night?
I was just trying to stop her wasting our money, that's all. I thought if she learned a hard lesson or two, she'd stop and we could go back to normal. I was gonna start sending the money again, I swear. We spent so much on her, but she never showed us so much as an ounce of gratitude. I wanted her to learn the meaning of money the hard way. And I wanted her to know how difficult life can be when you don't have any.
Of course you spent a lot of money on her. She's our daughter, goddammit! Did you think raising a kid was gonna be cheap? Sure, the timing and the things the money gets spent on might differ from family to family, but the bottom line is that kids are expensive. Things have always been that way, and they always will be. And you're delusional if you think otherwise. Almost all of them are going to college at her age now. That's just the way it is these days. We brought her into the world, and it's our duty as her parents to look out for her until she graduates.
I'm sorry, Billy, but I can't go along with that. She was wasting all of our hard-earned money, and someone needed to do something about it before it was too late. Did you even think through the implications of this? If she'd have carried on at that rate, we wouldn't have anything left for our retirement.
Drop the bullshit, Henrietta. We could have sent her to college twice over and still have enough money to retire on, and you know it. You weren't worried about not being able to afford retirement. You were worried your life of luxury and extravagance would have to come to an end. I know you stopped sending her allowance months ago, while at the same time splashing out on branded accessories and expensive perfumes for yourself. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the holidays. You've been living it up while our daughter's been suffering in silence. I'm gonna go on a limb and guess you bought all that junk on the money that was supposed to go towards her education.
I don't want to hear this, Billy. Stop making out I'm the villain when you yourself agreed to stop her allowance. You said we needed to teach her a lesson.
I said that 2 months ago. You stopped her allowance months before that.
No, I didn't. Please, Billy, you mustn't believe Rosie's lies. I sent it just like I was supposed to.
The only lie here is you. I checked the bank account. It was just like she said. The payments dried up a long time ago. Way before I said anything about teaching her a lesson.
She could be using a different bank account. Stop believing everything she says and think for yourself.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know I have all of our chat logs here on our phone, right? One look at them made it obvious who the liar is. Rosie's telling the truth about everything. Stop trying to shift the blame onto our daughter and own up to what you've done. You abominable excuse of a mother.
Billy, please, I had no choice. You're too soft on her. She would have carried on wasting our money till we were bankrupt if I didn't intervene.
I was using very mild carrot and stick tactics to try and gently encourage her in the right direction. What you did was reprehensible, and you should be as disgusted with yourself as I am. I was being strict with her because I cared about her. Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind, but it's like you forgot the kindness part. You were only interested in satisfying your own greed. You're the most selfish person I've ever met.
So what if I'm selfish? If I don't look out for number one, who will? I haven't done anything wrong. Money makes the world go round. All I did was protect what was mine.
Are you so obsessed with money that you'd throw your own daughter under the bus for it? You have no right to be a mother.
You have no idea how hard it's been for me to play the role of the perfect mommy all the time. But Rosie's not a baby anymore. Surely it's about time we cut her loose. She can't leash off us forever. How's she supposed to learn the skills she needs to get by in life if she does nothing but rely on mommy and daddy?
It's standard practice for parents to look out for kids until they graduate college and land their first proper job. You know that, right? Your attitude towards our daughter is sickening. You know what? I don't even see any point in talking to you. Because all you do is twist everything to fit your shallow, materialistic worldview. I think our marriage is just about over.
No. Wait, why would you say that?
I'd say that because I want you to get the hell out of this house. I'll never be able to forgive myself if I didn't make you take responsibility for what you did to Rosie, and most likely, neither would she. Her allowance payments will start again immediately.
Don't you think you're overreacting a little by kicking me out?
Me and Rosie have both had it with you. We're beyond livid. We couldn't be more disappointed in you. Besides, I have to do this. I can never trust you again. Who's to say your next money-grabbing scheme will be?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. This was just a one-off. I swear, I'm sorry. I promise I'll never do anything like this again.
When we divorce, you probably won't even be in with a shot at getting half my stuff once a judge finds out about what you did to our daughter. And you know what? I couldn't be happier about that. You don't deserve a thing.
I'm not divorcing. I won't. No way. Absolutely not.
Sorry, sweet cheeks, but I got news for you. My family are the only people who are allowed to spend my hard-earned money. You're not part of my family anymore. I probably wouldn't even be able to afford to retire with you around blowing my money on frivolous, overpriced branded junk. Hurry up and disappear from my life forever. You're not going to waste any more of my hard-earned money than you already have. Not long after that, I found out that Henrietta had cancelled the insurance policy we'd had on Rosie since she was a little kid behind my back. So she'd have more money to waste on pretentious garbage. With that, my mind was made up once and for all. I was going ahead with the divorce and nothing was going to stop me. It wasn't pretty and it wasn't without its hiccups. But eventually the divorce was finalized and I was able to get rid of my ex-wife for good. Henrietta was ordered to pay back every cent of what she'd stolen from my daughter's allowance and insurance money. And with that, found herself in the unfortunate position of starting a new life on her own with an empty bank account. She did her fair share of complaining when she left the house, but when I told her to shut up and give me my money, she burst into tears. The once energetic, defiant Henrietta was now nothing but a crumpled, tear-stained mess on the floor. The irony of her telling Rosie to stop over-relying on us and stand on her own 2 feet while simultaneously living a life of luxury, extravagance on my hard-earned money is not lost on me. I doubt she can see it though. Some people are so lacking in self-awareness that it'd be funny if it wasn't so frightening. After the divorce, I resumed my payments to Rosie, including back payments for everything her various mother had deprived her of, and started her insurance policy back up. The oppressive weight of a mother's greed has been lifted from her shoulders, and she's back to her bubbly old self. With Henrietta out of the picture, she was finally able to reduce her hours at the cafe and start focusing on her college studies again. Now she sends me daily reports on her study marathons in the college library. And I couldn't be more relieved to see her back on track. My daughter's as tough and resilient as they come. I'm always going to be there to watch over her, and I'll be there for her through thick and thin. With determination as strong as hers, I just know that one day she'll achieve her dream.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hi, Stacy. I hope I'm not messaging you at a bad time. I was wondering if you have a minute to chat.
Good morning, Olivia. You didn't catch me at a bad time at all. I was just having a cup of tea after finishing my morning chores. Is everything all right?
Yes, everything is okay on my end. But, you know, I keep in touch with your daughter, right?
Yes, of course. Chrissy tells me you to exchange messages quite often. I remember she downloaded the message app with you on the day she got her smartphone, like yesterday.
Yes, you are right. We've been messaging each other practically every day since she got her phone. Gee, how long ago was that?
I think it was when she was 9 years old. So, it's been 3 years already.
Has it been that long? Time flies.
Doesn't it? Back then, I was quite hesitant to give my daughter a smartphone at such a young age. But it was around the time Nick was assigned to his project in Asia, so I hoped it would help us get through his absence.
Yes, I remember you were worried. I know it wasn't an easy decision.
I was so nervous at first. But I think it was a good call to give her a smartphone after all. She is a smart child, so she understands her boundaries, and it's been very helpful. She is able to keep in contact with her dad, and I can get a hold of her whenever I need. I'm able to feel more secure knowing she has a smartphone with her.
I'm glad you feel that way. I can see it worked well for your family. Nick must feel the same since he is able to keep in touch with her from across the globe. But it's been nice that Nick has been able to come back home more often now.
Not enough, but yes. He should be coming home for a couple of days next month too.
Oh, that's wonderful. I am very happy that you three have a great relationship. I always love it when you come visit me as a family.
Thanks. We will be visiting you together when he comes back next time. Anyways, Olivia, did you need to tell me something?
Yes. Sorry, I went off track. There's one thing that's been concerning me. I heard from Chrissy that you have been very busy lately. She told me you come home way past supper time.
Oh, was this about me? Well, yes. I have been coming home later than I would like to recently.
Chrissy told me how you would come home as late as 9 p.m.
Yes, I guess I have done that a couple of times. Sorry to make you worry.
I know I should mind my own business, but you know, I'm old. Worrying is like an old person's job. Chrissy, on the other hand, is only 12 years old. And I just don't feel so comfortable hearing that my 12-year-old granddaughter is home alone until 9 p.m.
I understand. Just to let you know, though, I don't always come home that late. I've had important errands to run and people to meet. It just happened to occur around the same time, so I was suddenly super busy. But it's not like I come home at 9 every night, so please don't worry too much.
Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood Chrissy then, because I thought she was saying you haven't been home early for weeks now.
She might have been sarcastic with you. You know, she's a 12-year-old, so she does that a lot these days. Anyways, things have settled down now, so I won't be as late anymore. Thanks for looking out for my daughter, though.
Of course, but if you need my help, I'm happy to come over and stay with Chrissy. If you prefer, she can stay with me at my house too. I'm sure you have plans with friends or things that you want to do. There's nothing wrong with having a good time once in a while. So if you need an adult to look after her while you're out, just let me know. Besides, I've got nothing to do anyways.
Thanks, Olivia. That's very thoughtful of you. But I don't think your help will be necessary. In fact, I would prefer to keep our lives to ourselves. And by that, I mean we would like to be independent. No offense.
None taken. I understand what you're saying. Sorry, dear. I didn't mean to be nosy. It is not my intention to interfere in your life. I just want to make sure you two are safe. That's all. I will respect your privacy.
I know you would, Olivia. I think we have a very good relationship right now, and I feel very grateful for that. I think by respecting each other's privacy, we can keep it that way, you know? So, like I said, there's no need for you to feel that you need to help us. It's best for the both of us.
I get it, and I appreciate your honesty. But I've been asked from Nick to see how you two are doing while he is away, and now Chrissy has told me in person that she is alone at night sometimes. So please understand, I'm simply worried. I'm not trying to force myself into your family or anything.
I understand, Olivia. And I hope you understand, too, that I have good reasons for coming home late sometimes. I'm raising Chrissy on my own at the moment, so from time to time, I will get very busy trying to shuffle everything. But not because I'm a bad mother.
Stacy, you are a wonderful mother to Chrissy. I will be careful not to overstep. I promise. I'm sorry if you felt that I have. All right, I've kept you long enough. You and Chrissy take care. Hi, Stacy. Can I talk to you for a minute? I know I said I wouldn't interfere too much, but Chrissy told me you've been coming home late again recently. Is everything okay? I am very worried.
Again, Olivia? I thought you said you were going to respect my privacy. I really don't owe you an explanation for anything. I have my own good reasons. Please stay out of it.
I did say that I would respect your privacy, but I can't ignore when it comes to the safety of my own granddaughter, or any child actually. She waits for you alone at night. How can I possibly not say anything? She is 12 years old, Stacy.
I know how old my daughter is. Listen, I had a thing I couldn't miss. So I came home late one time, that's all. I kept in touch with Chrissy while I was out to make sure she was okay. So there really isn't anything for you to worry about.
What was it that you couldn't miss?
I was just seeing someone I don't get to see often.
Was this person so important that you were willing to risk your daughter's safety?
What is that you really want to say to me? Are you saying I'm not allowed to see anyone because I'm a mother? Am I not allowed to enjoy myself because I must take care of my child? You know what? I've had enough of your scolding, Olivia. You really are overstepping now.
Of course you're allowed to see anyone you want, but Chrissy said she saw you getting in the car with a man she doesn't know. So I wanted to clarify who this important person is.
Excuse me? Oh my God, you think I'm cheating on Nick? How dare you? He's just a friend.
Chrissy said you came home late the night she saw you with him. So I think you do need to explain yourself. I can understand that you're upset that I am suspicious of you, but your actions are leading me to it. So, if I am misunderstanding you, then please explain.
Fine. Perhaps my actions were suspicious enough for you to think that, but you can't assume I'm cheating on Nick from what a 12-year-old tells you. They are rebellious and sarcastic. Like I said, he's just a friend who came to pick me up on our way to see some friends. And to be clear, I am not cheating on my husband.
That is why I am asking you directly, Stacy. Because I don't think you are the kind of person to cheat. I have known you as my daughter-in-law for several years now. I trust you.
Well then, you should have believed me in the first place and never said such silly things. You're hurting my feelings.
If that is what you would like me to do, then stop doing things that would make me suspicious of you. I'm trying really hard to trust you, but your actions speak otherwise. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, and I'm sorry. Maybe I have been irresponsible. I wasn't really thinking about Chrissy enough, but I need time off from motherhood too. I need to go out and have fun sometimes. I am going to explode if I don't.
Of course you do. I fully agree that wives and mothers should be able to take a break. So, I'm not saying that you need to stop taking one.
Right? I don't have Nick around to help me. I deserve to take a break or to enjoy myself.
But you still need to prioritize your family, and especially the safety of your child. You're Chrissy's only mom, and I know Nick is counting on you too. So if you need to take time off, just tell me. I can stay with her while you go and have fun. I have absolutely no problem with that. That is all I am saying. You don't even have to tell me where you're going if you don't want to.
Okay. I'm sorry, Olivia. I realize I have been selfish. I guess I was trying too hard to do everything on my own. I didn't know how else to free myself. But I see that's no excuse to leave my daughter at home at night. I was irresponsible.
I fully understand you are under lots of pressure without Nick around. It's okay to use an extra set of hands and let that burden off your shoulders sometimes. And if you need me to be those extra set of hands, by all means, use them, please. I will come to help anytime, so don't push yourself so hard.
Thank you, Olivia. I won't do anything that will make you suspicious of me anymore, and I will make sure Chrissy feels safe at all times.
Oh, I am so glad you understand. I know you are a good mother to Chrissy. Hey, I know her birthday is coming up this weekend. Despite all your hardships of taking care of her on your own, I hope you can find a way to enjoy your time with her on her special day. Do you have any plans?
Nothing in particular, but I will be spending the day with her. I will make sure she has fun on her birthday. Sorry to cause you worry, Olivia, and thank you for being honest with me.
Grandma, help! I don't know what to do.
Chrissy, is everything all right? What's the matter?
There's blood everywhere. How do you stop it?
What? Where are you bleeding? Did you hurt yourself?
I was going to catch a bus to visit you, but I ran into another kid on the bike when I was walking down the block. There was blood all over the place.
You were on your way to visit me? Alone?
Yes, because there's no one home. I was going to go to your house to surprise you.
Where's your mom? I thought you were spending the day with her.
She went out to buy my birthday cake in the morning, but she hasn't been home since. I was lonely. I didn't want to end the day alone. Grandma, help! What should I do? The kid from the bike is crying. He's bleeding badly.
Okay, so you're not the one bleeding, but the boy from the bike? Are you hurt at all? I have a scratch, but that's all.
He's younger than me. He's crying, and his bleeding won't stop.
I understand your situation. Do you know where you are?
By the park down my block. Do you remember? The one with the yellow slide? I was just passing by when he came out of nowhere and we crashed.
I'm so sorry, dear. You must have been terrified.
I think he is more scared than I am.
You're right. Can you make out where he is bleeding from? Did he hurt his head? And are there any adults around you?
I think it's coming from his leg, near his knee. He's wearing a helmet, so his head is okay, I think. I don't see his parents or any adult from where I am right now.
Okay. All right, honey. Thank you for telling me. I have a friend who lives right in front of the park, so I will ask her to help you right away. You stay put.
Is he going to be okay? Should he be going to the hospital?
Everything is going to be okay, sweetheart. I will ask my friend to call an ambulance if it seems urgent. I am already in my car to come get you. I can take him to the hospital in my car if that's necessary. I will be there in 10 minutes. You don't need to worry about anything. Can you stay by his side so he calms down?
Okay. I am shaking, Grandma. I am so scared.
It's going to be okay. An adult is coming in a second, honey. Try to talk to him. Tell him that everything will be okay. I know you can do it, sweetie. You're a big girl now.
Okay, I will try to comfort him as much as possible.
Thank you, Chrissy. You are doing great. Hang tight. I'll be there before you know it. Hi, Stacy. How's Chrissy? Is she enjoying her birthday?
Hi, Olivia. Yes, she is enjoying it very much. She loves her birthday cake. I ordered a special one for today.
She loves it? Are you sure about that?
What? Of course I am sure. Why wouldn't she be? Oh, but I haven't had the chance to give her the present you prepared for her yet. I will keep it as a surprise for tomorrow. She should be in touch with you by then. Sorry for not giving it to her today, but I hope you don't mind.
Stacy, if there's one thing that I do mind, is about you not looking after your daughter. Why are you lying to me? What has gotten into you?
What lie? What are you talking about?
Chrissy is with me now. You're still not home, are you? And you're even lying about the cake. You never went to pick anything up. I don't think you had anything ordered in the first place. Where have you been all this time?
Huh? Chrissy is with you? Why? How are you with her? Did you invite yourself in?
You should be relieved that she is with me, safe. You don't even know what she has been through today. The poor child is taking a nap right now in my bedroom. And you have a lot of explaining to do.
Wait a second. Why is she at your house? Did you take her from our house without telling me?
She was headed to my house to surprise me when she got into an accident with another child today. She reached out to me for help because she didn't know where you were. She told me how you haven't been home since you went out to pick her birthday cake up. She had no idea when you were coming home, so she reached out to me instead of you.
Hold on. What accident? You're joking, right? I'm our mom and no one thought of telling me sooner? Why hasn't anyone told me about the accident? Is she okay?
She crashed into a boy on a bicycle. Both of them are okay. The boy on the bike was younger than Chrissy and hurt his knee, but nothing serious. They were both very shaken up, but I was able to handle the situation.
Jesus, Olivia. If no one was seriously injured, don't scare me like that. I'm glad they are both okay.
You should have been there for her, you fool. Chrissy was terrified. The boy was bleeding and he wouldn't stop crying, and his parents weren't around when it happened. But she kept on comforting him until I arrived. He had calmed down by the time I got there. His knee was bleeding pretty badly, though, so I could see why both of them were scared.
Did you talk to his parents?
Yes, it's all done now.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess I owe you thanks for handling everything.
I did what was necessary, but now I would like to talk about you. The fact that you didn't know Chrissy wasn't home tells me you are still not home right now. So where the hell are you? And where the hell have you been doing all day? Have you forgotten about her? What were you going to tell Chrissy? That you had to take the plane to go get to the cake shop?
I just got stuck in traffic. There was a huge accident on the road that I couldn't go anywhere until they cleared the scene. That's all. Just couldn't make it home sooner by chance.
You've been stuck in traffic? Chrissy told me you left for the cake before noon. That's nearly half a day ago. You do know it's past 9 p.m. now, right? Where was the accident? I haven't heard of any accident big enough to stop the traffic for half a day.
I don't know the details. I didn't witness the scene. But I'm telling you, there was a lot of traffic and I was stuck. Perhaps there was a bad crash or something. You can't blame the accident on me, though. I had nothing to do with it. And I didn't choose to get stuck.
I see. So then you're saying you haven't got home by coincidence. You didn't plan any of it. And you didn't mean to abandon your daughter for more than 10 hours?
Exactly. I promise I won't let Chrissy feel unsafe. I meant that. I would never leave her on purpose. Don't you believe me? You have to give me a little bit of trust.
Stacy, I wish you would stop lying to me. You think you're making up good stories, but you are just a bad liar. I would find out the truth so easily. I don't understand why you can't see that.
Excuse me? I am not lying. I don't even know why you think that. I am telling you the truth.
Stop it, Stacy. Chrissy was watching you leave the house this morning when you said you were off to get the cake. She said you left in a man's car, the same guy Chrissy saw you with the other day, which means you left your car in the driveway. So tell me, you have been stuck in traffic with him this whole time? Is that correct? And it didn't even bother you that you have been stuck in traffic for that long while your daughter is alone at home? You didn't think to message her to tell her what was going on?
See, the cake shop was quite far. I am not a confident driver, so I asked my friend to drive me. How's that so bad? I didn't message her because I've had bad reception, and for the millionth time, he is just a friend. Is it a sin for a woman to have a male friend? I think you all have such dirty minds to immediately assume that I am cheating on my husband just because I am with another man.
Are you sure he is just a friend? Are you sure you are not lying to me again? Because you are digging your own grave to lie upon more lies. I assure you I will find out if you are lying.
I have nothing to hide. He is just a good friend who helps me get around. I'm not lying.
All right then. I will ask a private investigator to look into this matter. It will help us find out who he is and what sort of relationship he has with you. I'm sure you don't mind me hiring one if you don't have anything to hide.
Huh? A private investigator? You're going to hire someone to look into my friend?
Yes, that's the plan. I told Nick what happened today. He said he wants to find out who he is. He will be back sooner than originally planned to look into this matter more seriously. But in the meantime, asked me to call a few investigations to start the process.
Hey, wait a second. You told Nick. You can't do that.
What makes you think I would keep this from my son? I had asked you respectfully not to leave Chrissy at home by herself. I even offered you my help if you ever needed. That conversation was only a couple days ago. You couldn't keep your promise for a week. You have put your own daughter in danger. How do you expect me to keep this a secret? I refuse to let you risk Chrissy's safety.
But, Olivia, that's not fair. He only knows your side of the story. What did he say anyways?
He said he would make his final decision based on what we find out about your friend. But at the moment, he is outraged about how you have treated Chrissy. He is in disbelief and does not trust you with her anymore. He considers your action as abuse and is thinking about divorcing you.
What? A divorce? No, that can't happen. You have to make him stop. He can't divorce me.
Stacy, I don't think you are understanding the situation correctly. You are the reason Chrissy got into an accident in the first place. If you didn't abandon her, she never would have tried to come to my house on her own. No one would have gotten hurt. I don't know if you're cheating on Nick or not, but as far as I can tell, you have prioritized your friend over Chrissy, and your choice has led to where you stand now. So you have no right to blame me or Nick.
But a divorce? Come on, both of you are just overreacting. How can you people be so cruel? Don't you have any sympathy for me? You are his mom. You don't think divorcing me is the best option for your son?
Of course I do. In fact, I am very proud that he sees the seriousness in the situation, unlike you. I am proud that he is the kind of man who can prioritize his daughter's safety above all. And if he thinks divorcing you is best for Chrissy, well, I support his decision 100%.
No way. What am I going to do? How am I going to survive without him supporting me? I've been a housewife for all these years. I can't work. I can't live without Nick.
Don't ask me what to do. I can't help you on this one. You're an adult, Stacy. You should also have a brain. You need to learn how to think for yourself.
But you caused this. If you didn't tell Nick, none of this would have happened. I thought we had a bond, Olivia. How could you ignore my feelings? You know what it's like to be a mom. You could have been more sympathetic. You even agreed that women need breaks for their own homes. Have you forgotten? Were you just pretending to be my friend? I thought you understood me, Olivia.
A break? Seriously? You must be crazy if you think I or anyone else would ever approve you abandoning your child to spend time with another man. And to do that on her birthday, that is not taking a break. That is you being selfish, irresponsible, and abusive. It is outrageous and will not be accepted. I have never been so furious at someone like this. I do not have any sympathy for you.
You prefer for us to get a divorce then? Your son won't find anyone else after failing his first marriage, and Chrissy will be raised by a single father. Do you see how society would perceive them? Their lives would be ruined. Can you let yourself live with that?
Me? Oh, I can live with that all right. If at all, you are the one who ruined their lives. But frankly, their lives would have been much happier without you in it. They don't need an absent mother or a cheating wife. I will give up everything to look after them both. They will have much less to worry about. Once you are alone, you will realize what a fool you have been. But hey, it won't matter, right? You'll get to take that nice long break you always wanted from being a mom or a wife. My son came back right away to discuss what has happened while he was away. Chrissy and I gave him all the details, and he was devastated to find out Chrissy's safety has been jeopardized multiple times. Stacy tried to defend herself, but it didn't change his decision to divorce her, seeing that she has prioritized herself over their daughter. It wasn't hard for the private investigator to find out who Stacy's friend was either. They got a hold of a few surveillance cameras that captured them together, in which they were clearly more than just friends. Chrissy and her father sued both of them for child endangerment and emotional distress. Saying that the two intentionally left Chrissy repeatedly to see each other, the court saw the serious danger caused and they were able to win the case. Stacy didn't stand a chance at winning Chrissy's custody, of course, and seemed to have given up at an early stage, which made Chrissy a little sad, which she got over fairly quickly. Nick has officially moved back now, and the three of us live together. Chrissy doesn't miss her mom much, since she was never around to begin with. For me, it has felt like I'm a full-time mom again, which is hard sometimes, but I'm glad to be there to support the two, and that Chrissy will not feel lonely again. I don't know how Stacy ended up the way she did, but I hope the divorce taught her a good lesson, and that she regrets her selfishness now that she is the one alone.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Peep texts!
Trevor, I've had some news about my legs. I might not be able to walk for the rest of my life. The doctor told me today.
Wow. Does that mean you'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life?
That's right. Apparently, there's a very strong chance. And that's how most cases like this end up. Of course, I'll still give the rehab everything I've got. But there's one more thing. I might not be able to have children anymore, Trevor.
I see. Do you know when you'll be getting discharged?
They say it could be at least 2 months, and that's the early estimate. Ugh, Trevor, this doesn't feel real. I can't believe I got hit by someone playing games on their phone while driving. Not just that, but the driver died in the crash. So I can't even take all this frustration and sadness I'm feeling out on anyone. I know it's not his family's fault, and they're probably suffering too. But when I look at my legs, I just want to scream.
I understand, but I'm just relieved you're still alive, Clarissa.
Thank you.
That reminds me, I've been doing some thinking. If we do some renovations on that place, we can install ramps and things to make it suitable for wheelchair use.
Come on, Trev. I already told you we can't live in that house. My dad wrote clearly in his will that I was only to manage it, and I'm not to move in under any circumstances. We can always look for another place, but can we at least wait until I get discharged from the hospital before we discuss this?
What? Why would we look for another place when you got given a free house? Not only that, but it's big and luxurious, and right near the station to boot. I always wanted to live in a house like that, even if just once. Can we just live there for a little while? Please?
No way. Even if it's only temporary, we can't. Trevor, please, just give up on the house. Will you? For me? I have enough on my plate right now with coming to terms with being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life and rehab. Let's think about our living situation when I get out of the hospital, okay? Trevor, what have you done? Beth from next door sent me an email saying you moved into the house. What's going on?
Huh? Did you already find out? Whoopsie.
What the hell are you playing at? You didn't seriously move in behind my back, did you?
Well, how do I put this? Yes, I did. Come on, babe. It's so wasteful. It makes no sense having a nice big house like this that we don't have to pay rent on, just wasting away getting old without anyone in it. A lot of people would kill to be in this situation.
How many times have I told you? We can't live in that house. No one can live in that house. I even hid the key. Did you go out of your way to find it?
Yeah, what was that all about? You really made me work. I can't believe you hid it in the back of the drawer like that. I was really shocked when you went to such lengths to stop me getting a hold of it.
I hid it to stop exactly this from happening. Oh, I'm begging you, Trevor, please. Get out of that house immediately. I'm serious.
Why do you have to be like that? It has a big garden with a fountain, and the living room is enormous. I could really see us building a life here. It would be plain criminal that a house this grand go to waste.
I'm seriously begging you here, Trevor. We can't live there. What do I have to do to make you listen?
If you've already moved your stuff in there, then I get it. It'll take time to get it all back out. But can't you at least stay at your mom's for a little while until it's all been dealt with?
No can do. My mom's living here too.
What? What the hell?
My mom's gonna be living here too. She really likes it. Plus, I feel bad for her having her live all alone in that old apartment of hers. She gets lonely, you know. It would hardly be fair for me to live in a big, luxurious house like this while my poor mom slums it out in a cheap apartment.
You've left me no choice here, Trevor. I'm calling the police. I'll tell them you broke in.
Whoa now! Slow down, woman! Jeez! Why would you do something so insane? What the hell's gotten into you? God, you're the stingiest person I've ever met. Why the hell are you like this? Actually, I got a pretty good idea. I bet you were plotting to sell the house and keep all the money to yourself, weren't you?
What are you talking about?
I bet you're surprised I've got you all figured out, huh? I'm a very smart guy, Clarissa, and I can spot a scheming tightwad from a mile away. Your dad's inheritance money, the compensation from the accident, and finally, the money you were planning on pocketing from selling this house. You were gonna hog it all to yourself, weren't you? From your own husband, no less. You need to get your head examined, woman.
Hog it all to myself? What are you talking about? Yeah, I did get some inheritance money, but I already put it away in a savings account to help us get by when we retire. But compensation from the accident? I didn't freaking want any compensation, Trevor. All I want is to walk again. I'm in a wheelchair, and all you're harping on about is money, for goodness sake. And I'm the one who needs to get my head examined? You're sick. I had no intention of selling the house in the first place, but you seem to have this idea of me as a kind of scheming money grubber.
I talked to my mom, too. She thinks me and you should get a divorce. And you know what? I agree.
Huh?
We had to address the elephant in the room. You can't have kids, can you? Your womb's more barren than the Sahara Desert, babe. Now, here's the crux of the issue. I like kids. I want some of my own someday. If you can't give me what I want, I think I have pretty solid grounds to divorce you on.
Oh my god. You're horrible.
Listen, Clarissa, I know you're going through a lot right now, and I feel awful dropping a bomb on you like this. But you're not the only one done hard by this. I've been putting up with an awful lot of crap from you myself. You never helped me or my family out, despite the fact that your dad made a lot of money in real estate. All while you knew we were struggling financially. Don't you think that's horrible? You're hardly a saint, are you? Then there's your unhealthy obsession with saving money. Constantly whining at me when I want to blow some steam by heading down to the casino or going on holiday every now and then.
Why would my dad have any obligation to help you? Our finances are our finances, and his were his. Surely we should get by somehow on our own without expecting handouts.
Look, there it is. That right there, that's exactly what I mean. Our standard of living should be a hell of a lot higher than it is right now.
What the hell? I don't even recognize you anymore, Trevor. Where did this hateful man come from? I can't believe you're saying all this to me when my dad's barely been gone a few months.
I guess that's just the kind of guy I am. It's not my fault you had your head in the sand. Anyway, I'm taking the house when we split your asset. Shouldn't be a problem if you can't live there yourself anyway, right?
Huh?
If you can't live there, the only thing for it is for me and my mom to have it all to ourselves. Aren't you forgetting a little something? I'm waiting. Any moment now. Congratulations on the new house, honey. Right? I'm sure you're gonna say it. Any moment now. Oh yeah, and my mom absolutely loves the place. She said she could see herself living here for the rest of her life. She's staying in what would have been your room if you weren't such a tightwad. Realistically though, a detached house would be no good for you. What with not being able to walk and being in a wheelchair and all.
I see. There's one last thing I feel I have a duty to tell you. I haven't lived in that house once.
Huh? You never lived here? Why not? You're lying, right? Why would you lie about something so trivial? It's kinda sad. It looks like it's been cleaned recently. Everything is so shiny. Besides, there's furniture too.
All I do is clean it once every few months. Want to know why? Because a spirit medium advised me to. It's haunted. Someone was murdered in that house.
Murdered? So someone was here?
That's right.
Cut it out! You really think I'm gonna fall for something like that? You're so transparent. Everything's so clean and well maintained, it looks brand new. There aren't any stains or anything. It doesn't have that kind of atmosphere at all.
Because my dad had it renovated and all of the traces of that day removed. Feel free to investigate it on the internet if you don't believe me.
Okay, you're right. I did find some stuff, but so what? Just because someone got murdered here doesn't mean no one can live here ever again. Right? That's crazy talk, right? Babe, that is crazy talk, isn't it?
Normally, it would be. But that house is different. I didn't believe it myself either the first time my dad told me this. But apparently, everyone who lives in that house ends up losing their minds. The old owner could feel something happening inside him, and he was so terrified that he spoke to my dad, who was a close friend of his. My dad had ties to several spirit mediums due to his old job, and ultimately agreed to take the place off his friend's hands, thinking he could manage it from a safe distance. But all of his efforts to deal with the problem while he was alive failed.
What? So what the hell am I supposed to do?
Oh, I take it you believe me now then?
No! I never said I believe you. It's still crazy talk. A haunted house? Give me a break. You think real life is some kind of movie?
Now that you mention it, Trevor, I do seem to have a faint recollection of you being absolutely terrified of horror movies and dark, grisly things in general. That's why I went out of my way not to tell you.
I'm not afraid. Like I'd be afraid of things like that. It all depends on how you look at things. A matter of perspective. I found some articles about it on the net, and the murder was 20 years ago. Ancient history doesn't faze me. I'm not scared at all. I think you really should get your head examined if you actually believe in haunted houses. To think you actually pay good money to keep an empty house clean on the advice of a spirit medium in this day and age. Are you all right in the head? There are meds you could take for this, you know.
Now that I'm over the shock of you being brazen enough to move in with your mom behind my back, I'm actually kind of relieved. I don't care what happens to you if it means I can finally get rid of the place. You can have it, Trevor. The house is yours. If we get a divorce on top of that, you'll have everything you wanted.
That's right. Even if I do have any problems, I can always just sell it. I'm pleased we were able to settle this like responsible adults. Here's to us and our fresh starts in life. Clarissa? I'm begging you, pick up the phone. Something as strange is happening to my mom. Please! Clarissa, I'm begging you.
I told you not to bother contacting me again. I heard you moved your new girlfriend into the house the moment we broke up, too. Why the heck would I want to talk to you? Chances are you were probably cheating on me since before the breakup. You really are despicable.
It wasn't like that. I just happened to meet her on the day we divorced, I swear.
Anyways, I don't want to talk to you. Would you stop buying new phones to bother me with? I'll talk to the police if you don't cut it out. I mean it. This is harassment.
Don't, please! What am I meant to do? You blocked me the moment I messaged you. I had no choice.
Why do you think that is?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Please, Clarissa. I'll even pay you compensation. I'll do anything. Please, just help me. I don't know who else to turn to. It's just like you said. You were right about everything.
I'm sure you're capable of dealing with it yourself. It's all a matter of perspective after all, right?
That's what I thought. But I was wrong. There really is something strange going on in that house.
That's what I've been telling you the whole time. Oh, you're impossible. You're the one who moved in behind my back, though. You were dead set on it. You were in love with the place.
I already moved out. My mom and girlfriend can't handle all the creepy stuff that keeps happening either. They're moving out soon, too.
Wait, what? You left them both there?
Just for a few days.
You really are the lowest of the low. Just when I thought you couldn't get any worse. They must be so stressed. That said, the last time I met your mom, she did call me a sterile good-for-nothing with no future, so I can't say I care too much about what happens to her.
I'm begging you! I'll do anything! What should I do? Please tell me! Anything will do! All I want is some advice. I've been through at least 7 spirit mediums I found online by this point, and despite them all being super expensive, it hasn't stopped.
That's because most of the ones you'll find on the internet are scammers.
Well, introduce me to the ones you know then. The worst thing is that no real estate companies are interested in buying. I've literally contacted every agent in the state, and they all start making excuses as soon as I tell them the address. I don't know what to do. I feel so lost.
It was a pretty famous incident. That's why my dad was managing it from a distance, by way of showing respect to the victim. No self-respecting professional would go anywhere near that place, so it's no surprise you're struggling to find a buyer. You're the one who is so desperate to live there. Clean up your own mess.
Please, Clarissa. I feel like I'm gonna lose my own mind if this carries on. I can't take much more. You know what I'm talking about, right? You heard about what happened to everyone who lived here, didn't you? Why won't you help me? I'm literally begging you here. Have you no heart? I bet you're involved in this somehow.
Sure, we can go with that if you like. I guess that's just the kind of girl I am.
Please, help me. I haven't eaten in days. Clarissa, pick up the damn phone.
You're right. Maybe I am being a little cold. Okay, you win. I'll give you one final message. Congratulations on your new home, honey. You really can have everything to yourself now. They might not all have been things you wanted, though. After that, Trevor's mom's behavior became more disturbing by the day. I heard she eventually got taken away in a white van and now lives in a mental institution. I wanted to tell myself I didn't care because they weren't my problem anymore. But I was worried in spite of myself and decided to speak to Trevor about the house one last time. When I say worried, I was more worried someone might end up trying to buy the place without realizing what they were getting themselves into. The truth is, I was skeptical myself at first because it only started out as a scary story that my dad told me. But I was genuinely shaken up when I heard that Trevor's mom got taken to a mental hospital because she was acting so strange. After our discussion, we agreed to keep Trevor's name on the deed, and he agreed to continue to clean the house out of respect for the dead. For the time being, he's going to continue covering all the expenses on the place until he can find someone who will either take it off his hands or deal with it in a permanent fashion. His girlfriend dumped him not long after our last messages, which probably had something to do with the way he abandoned her scared out of her wits in a creepy old house. He also started taking more and more time off of work, and it started to look like he might get fired. But even still, he just yelled at his boss, "No, it's the house's fault." To be honest, I think Trevor only has himself to blame. I had no idea my dad's final wish would turn into this. Being free from my scumbag of an ex-husband now, I think this could end up being a great thing for me. On that note, my doctor asked me out on a date a few days ago. We're going out for pizza next Friday. Could this be what they mean when they say, when one door closes, another one opens? One thing's for sure, I intend on keeping that door firmly locked forever. Oh yeah, there was one more shocking development. As soon as I transferred the name on the deed to the house to Trevor, my legs gradually started working again. I can walk again now, despite being told I'll probably be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I'd like to think it was just a coincidence, but I really don't know. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.